Hello, Teresa Phelps Martin here, sharing with you a soul flow via a virtual practice in this group, in this energy, in this interesting future technology space. So, I'm going to get to the point today. The layers of you are complicated, they are deep and profound, and hold all the answers you seek. The idea of being soulfully you is the idea of trusting your innermost self and allowing that light to awaken in this lifetime. And as that light awakens in this lifetime, that you get to coalesce the many layers of you, you get to physicalize them, embody them, feel steady in the structure of your own soul, and live in relationship with one another. So let's do it. Let's get on our mats. We are in a new beginning on so many levels, and I don't want to talk a lot today. It's my new commitment. I'm going to save the talking for something else at a different time. We're going to start in child's pose. And the physical energy, the earth element, that essence is our ability to adapt, our ability to think of how different you are than you were a year ago. Think about how different you are than you were 20 years ago. And how the soil of our soul continues to carry us forward. And then we have this ability to nurture ourselves, to nourish these layers of our being so we can rise up, and we can rise up with that light and stand in that light fully. So child's pose, starting in that seed, starting in the muddy waters, and breathing into the lower rib cage today, breathing into the womb of our truth, not so much to analyze it, but to be of service. Sound good? And as you breathe in child's pose, we're going to go for 8 breaths. I'm staying with it. 8 breaths into those parts of our being, but I just want you to breathe. Call in the highest, draw a circle of light and intention around you. Do the things, the ritual that begins in an optimal way for you. I'm going to really start to encourage you guys to find that articulation. You guys, I sound like I'm from the north. So as you climb into child's pose, and all those that are here, hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much to the people in my life. When you get on your mat and you move into child's pose, honor the sacred ground. Honor how much the earth is in service to you. It's the foundation of all things. It's our greatest resource. It's allowing us to live. I'm going to light a candle to hope, and my intention is that this sparks a light within you. And I hope my mat, I don't have glasses on. I hope you can see me. Okay, good. Child's pose, a great honoring. Let the head get heavier, let your tail get heavier. We're going inward today. Into the layers. Big full breath in. Big full breath out. You're going to inhale and roll the spine up. Your hands are going to reach back, shoulders to your back. Part of what I want to do is help you be more reliant and trust the inner energy of you. Shoulders to your back, draw into the belly. Feel an opening through the heart, a lift through the sides of the throat. So feel the connection. And if this is too hard on your feet or your knees, then just stretch your legs out in front of you, shoulders behind you. But feel the connection from the soles of the feet, through your inner thighs, up through the sides of the spine, shoulders, up through the palms of the hands, through the armpits, up through the sides of the throat, roof of the mouth. 4 breaths here. It's a minor opening of the front body. Today's a big day. At the moment that I'm recording this, it's big. There's a union, there's a reimagining, a reconnecting to the personal energy of ourselves. And if you're watching this, whenever you're watching it, it matters. Inhale, come up onto your hands and knees, and exhale all the way down to the earth. Hands stay under your shoulders. Shoulders are to the back. Spread through the fingers. Knees are bent. Flex the feet. Stretch your toes. Roll the feet over to the right. Draw into the belly. You're going to move your right hand up to the side. Elbow lifts. Your knees are going to pull down. You're going to draw into your belly. So we're creating a little solidity in this moment where we feel layers of ourselves. I know you do. Big inhale in, big breath out. Inhale through the center. Bring both hands under your shoulders again. Shoulders drawn to the back. Feet are going to move over. So hips stay heavy. Hip points are heavy. Shoulders stay into the back. Belly stays lifted. Feet move over to the left, right? So a lot of people want to do this. Keep the hip points heavy. Stay grounded. Left hand moves off to the side. Elbow lifts. 4 breaths here. The layers of ourselves are complicated, but they're also magical. Hands under your shoulders. Point the feet back. Stretch the legs out long. Shoulders to your back. Inhale, rise up through Cobra, and then exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, anchor the legs. Inhale, curl up, and be fluid here. Moving back and forth. We're going to go for 8 rounds, right? So feel the repetition. Stay connected with the breath. Only rise as high as your inner being is allowing. Cobra push-ups. Waking up the physical body, waking up the inseams, waking up the layers of ourselves. Nourishing deeply. Caring for our essence. I think this is the last lift of the legs. Inhale, curl the heart up, all the way up. Tuck the toes, hips stretch back. Draw into the belly, so you've got to get a lift in the core. Stretch the arms out long, soften the heart. Walk the left hand over to the right, and then walk the right hand to the side. My hands are down, you can come to fingertips, but look at how swayed my own back is. So if mine is swayed, check it with yours. 4 breaths here. Just feel the power and the pulse of the breath. Dissolving the barrier of what we think and what we feel and how we be. Body, mind, spirit. I should call body, mind, soul. Inhale up through the center. Come through the middle. Pause. Connect. Breathe. And then walk right hand to left hand to the side. Honor, and your hips are stretching over. I know it's a big wake-up call on the feet. You may need to untuck your toes. You got to listen to you. You do you. Only you know your innermost self. Only you. Don't give that power away. Allow my knowing of myself to help guide you to know yourself. Inhale, come back through the center. Rise up onto your hands and knees. Exhale all the way back down. Hands go wide. Elbows lift. Shoulders drawn to the back. Inhale, curl the heart up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, lift the legs. Now, legs are lifted, elbows are lifted. You're going to inhale, legs wide. Exhale, pull back to the center. Inhale the legs wide. Exhale, draw back in. Inhale wide. Exhale, drawing in. So you're just waking up this lower half. Belly is lifted. Inner thighs are lifted. Outer hips are hugging in. You feel the currents of your outer shins. You feel the currents of your inner thighs. You feel the energy of your womb, of your breasts, of your heart, of your soul. Legs go wide, feet come in. Ground the legs down. Inhale, curl the heart up, shoulders to the back. Lift through the sides of the body. Soften back down if need be. 8 breaths here. The pause is so that we can hold space for the inner transformation, the healing, the dissolving of the limitations, and the container of the overexpansive. Integrating into the whole. Exhale, mount all the way down. So profound, the light coming through the clouds. Bend the knees, shoulders to your back. Draw into the belly. Lift up, toes are going to tuck. Downward dog. So in this first dog, you can pedal your feet out, sway your hips from side to side. Be curious, be with the breath by feeling your body and your being. I just shorten my stance slightly, so feel what's going to help you adjust so that if your feet walk in, you can get a bigger stretch through the calves. The heels can come to the earth. Arms are lifted, shoulders are drawing into the spine. Inhale, the right leg up. Straight legs, strong legs, stay connected through that left line. From the left hand, up the left arm, through the left rib cage, waistline, outer hip, heel of the foot. The right leg's free. Bend the knee. Enjoy the breath. And then inhale, bring the knee to the wrist. Pigeon pose. Draw in. Come up onto your fingertips. Find a lift. Reach back with your left hand or your right hand. Draw into the foot. Stretch through the quad. Enjoy the breath here. Embellish however you would like to. Just don't go up and out of the body. Go down and in, into the layers of who you are in this moment. You're probably open and ready and also tight and stiff. Back knee lifts, draw in, rise up. Bend the left knee this time, bend the right knee so the thighs are parallel. Level out here. Get strong into your core. Yes, I just intercepted the momentum. And then inhale, stretch the inner right thigh straight up, stretch through your toes. Big full breath in. Keep that core alive. Full breath out. And then exhale, step the foot through to a lunge. Back knee to the earth. Ground in, toes tucked or untucked. Inhale, rise up. Find a lift, find an engagement. Connect to that strength of you. Full breath in and a full breath out. And then exhale, we're going to twist. Elbow to the outer knee. Lift into the core. Stay connected. Now, if you like, stay here. Shoulders are drawing to the back. I want you to feel the side lines before you do anything. And as you feel into the sidelines, feel into your breath. Inhale, back knee lifts. Or it doesn't. Full, deep breath in. And a deep breath out. You may or may not like me for what we're going to do. Draw into the belly, shift the weight forward. Inhale, half moon. Stay connected to the left sideline. Open through the heart, open through the chest. Breathe into it, and then we're curtsying all the way down. The knee comes down, you draw in, and then inhale, stretch back up and out. You have to stay connected to the left sideline. Bend the knee, draw in. Feel a buoyancy, right, through that leg, through that sideline, left side body. Knees bend, draw into the core. Inhale, expanding. Feel the integration of how there's a soft receptivity and a powerful fire awakening. The layers of you. Exhale. Curtsy last time. That should be 4. Inhale, rise up. Now you're going to draw into the belly. Both hands towards the earth. Warrior 1. Stretch the foot back. Lunge into the front knee. Inhale, rise up. Whoo, yeah. Enjoy the breath. Enjoy the opening. I personally am going to bend my left arm, draw into the core, lift up, and reach over to the right. So I can just feel a more clear opening in that left side. So good. Inhale, rise all the way up through the center. Find length. Both legs are going to go straight and strong. Hinge at the hips. So your inner thighs are moving back. The waistline is full. The outer hips are drawing back. Intense leg stretch. If we're going to go into the layers of ourselves, we also into the depth. We also want to ground into our truth, our beauty, our brilliance. 2 more breaths. And then exhale, lunge into the front knee. Step it forward and bow. And holy moly, talk about duality, right? Feel how differentiated the 2 sides are. And allow them to complement each other. Bend both knees, elbows to the thighs. Draw into the core. From here, you can come up standing or join me. Okay? Come all the way in through a squat. Come seated, feet lift up. Enjoy the breath. Hug into your center. So if you're standing, feel the strength. Feel the volume of standing in the light. Feel the volume of integrating the parts of your beings where one feels rock solid and contained and one feels more free. It's a dance of life. It's the layers of you. One more breath here. I'm keeping my knees bent, re-elongating the spine. Listening to the footsteps of my kiddos. Then feet come down, feet move over to the left. Draw up through the sides of the body, bow over the right knee. Breathe into the back body, 8 breaths here. So allowing for the integration to pause. If you were standing, come folded forward. Step back, downward dog. Move into child's pose, 4 breaths there. Exhale out completely. You're going to inhale, come all the way up. Shift the weight forward and move back, downward dog. From that dog pose, stretch the hands, find length in the spine. Inhale, come forward into a plank. I'm doing these down. Exhale all the way to the earth. Hands under the shoulders. Shoulders draw into the back. Inhale, legs lift. Cobra Push-Ups. Exhale, the legs down. Inhale, curl the heart up. Exhale, pour the heart forward. Inhale, legs lift. Exhale, legs down. Inhale, lift the heart. Bow forward. Feel your rhythm, your flow. What's the body giving you in this embodiment, in this time of connecting to the source of you? Inhale, rise up, all the way back, downward dog. Find your dog, find the clarity. It feels so good, right? Find that you're creating the container to be the mysterious being that you are. Inhale. Oops, not the right leg. Inhale, the left leg's gonna lift. Stay connected to the right line. Stay connected connected to that which sustains you, the whole right side of your body, figuratively. It's what allows you to come forward. Notice how hard the left side might be working. Right, you're gonna bend the knee and open the hip up. I think we did it without collapsing and dropping. Wrap the outer hip, opening fully, and then exhale. Knee to the wrist. Lean forward, draw in. Either right hand to right foot or left hand to the left foot. Getting a thigh stretch. I can tell I haven't been doing as many of them lately, so honor yourself. And then exhale, free the foot, hands come to the earth. You're gonna ground it, draw a knee lifts. Come where both thighs are parallel. Bend the knee, even out the hips. Notice how you're swinging one way or the other. And then the inner thigh is gonna lift. It's just waking up a new line in that right side body. Big full breath in, full breath out. Exhale the foot through. Knee's gonna come down. Be strong. Inhale. Rising up into that low lunge. Of course, you could go into a high lunge, feeling the connection, the resilience to come up off the earth. Believe in yourself. Believe in the parts and pieces of yourself. Value them. Breathe into them. You're on your mat, for heaven's sakes. And then exhale, elbow to the thigh. So you get into that twist. Draw in. Think of your hips, outer hips to your feet. Feel the waistline drawing back. Connect that energy all the way to the heart. Then soften into the heart so when your shoulders draw in, you can feel the expansion from your center. And then from here, I hope I can do it. We're gonna lift the back knee and rise up. And then inhale. You're gonna love me or not. Shift the weight forward. Right leg lifts, belly's lifted. Twisting, opening. Finding the connection. Taking the time to level out. Usually what we do is we get stuck in the outer form, what we produce, and we don't slow down long enough to reconnect to the internal wisdom that's guiding us. It's not about, are we doing it right or wrong? Is it pretty on the outside or the inside? It's about creating the relationship with ourselves, all the many layers, so we can live our lives. 8 curtsies. Exhale. Stay lifted in the belly. Inhale, stretch the leg up. Exhale, you're just curtsying, crossing the midline, dancing with the energy of you. All the parts, all the pieces, all the layers. We did 8, right? I'm not a good counter, so I don't know how many that is. I think this is the last one. And then you're going to stretch the leg out, both hands to the ground, foot stretches back. Find your foundation. Honor the structure you're building upon. You, your body. Lift through the belly. Woo. Inhale, rise up. Guess what? I'm finally going to PT for my back and hip. Draw in, find length. Expand. Warrior 1. Virabhadrasana. How are you rising up into the energy of you? Trusting the nature of your complex and mysterious self that you love and adore. And then here we go. Thighs pull back. Draw into the core. Lead with the heart. Hands to the earth. Notice where you're blocked or restricted, where that flow of energy feels restricted. Okay? All that is an invitation to breathe more deeply, to ask for help, to feel support. This is so intense for me right now. Is it intense for anybody else? One more breath. And then exhale, step it forward. My left leg is jelly. Bow down. So, like, how did it feel in the right leg when you stepped it forward? Okay? Now notice that energy in the left leg. Different, same. How can we tune in to what's requiring our light, our love, our healing, our energy? Bend the knees, huddle, regroup, right? Reconnect. So if you went standing last time, you're going to want to go standing this time. You can replay this another time and do the other flow, or vice versa. If you went to boat pose and you wish you had gone standing, come back to this practice. They're not going anywhere. They're there. Dang. Big breath in. And then we're going to exhale all the way down. Set all the way back and find that boat, right? Swim through the water. Swim through the layers of yourself. I don't remember what we did with the arms last time. I'm going to do this time. Really connect through the lines that you're creating the container. 8 breaths. Remember, you could be here too. There's so many places to be. You have to meet yourself where you are, right? And then exhale, feet come down. They're going to move over to the right. Find the length. We're folding over the left knee. Oh, such a good idea. I did this on the other side. We all have wounds. We all have injuries. We all have parts and pieces that need guidance. And the only way we can know that is to go inward and tend to our sacred flame. Just tend to the parts of ourselves, to the royalness of our own heart that beats with the pulse of life, that dynamic expansion and contraction. I think that's 6 breaths. Slowly come up. Once you come up, you're going to walk the right leg back. Finding that pigeon, lift up, move back. Downward dog. Come back, realign, return, but return with a new vantage point, right? You're not so grounded and stuck in this one viewpoint of expectation and projection, but rather you're in a place of willingness to explore, to remain curious, to remain steadfast to your ability to integrate the various parts and pieces of you. Inhale, plank. Exhale all the way to the earth. I'm feeling a big call to pause. Otherwise, bend your knees, Dhanurasana. I feel a call to just pause and breathe. You might feel the bending of knees and 8 breaths in bow pose, Dhanurasana. Exhale out completely. Inhale, you're going to lift your head and gaze. Bring your hands in under your shoulders. If you're in Dandasana, come back down to the earth. Shoulders to your back. You're going to push up and back. Downward dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Bend both knees, so even it out. Bend both elbows. Get into the core. Plug the arms in. And then extend through the hands, stretch up through the foot. Stay lifted in the core. Open the hip. And then inhale, bring the knee forward. Step it forward. Pivot the back heel to the earth. Elbow to the thigh. Inhale, side angle. Right. Feel whatever it is you need to feel to drop in, to open up. And as you drop in and open up, stretch the arm by your ear. Push out through the left foot, lunge into the front knee. Big deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then inhale, come up. Virabhadrasana 2. Push into the earth. Feel the energy solidifying into you. Expand. Straighten the front leg. I'm going to use a block because it's so accessible. Bring the feet to the earth. Shoulders to the back. As you find your triangle pose, check in with your knee and your foot. Look at how you're placing yourself on the energy of you. Move the thigh back, open the throat, open the heart, and then stretch through both arms, through the crown of the head. Feel the lines of your whole being. And then exhale, we're going to lunge forward, shift the weight forward. Step it forward into half moon. Now if you're in half moon and you feel aligned, you're going to go into Chapasana. Find both feet, shoulders to your back. Right, this is why there was the invitation for Dandasana. As I almost fall over. Breathe into the layers of you. Reaching new depths. Exhale, free the foot. Don't worry about being graceful. Move it back, downward dog. Inhale, plank. Knees high or low. Down to the earth. Feet point back. Hands reach back. Pull into the midline. Find the length through both sides of your being and inhale, lift. 8 breaths here. If you want to expand and contract, go for it. Right, feeling the movement of your angelic nature. And then hands under shoulders. Push up and all the way back, downward dog. Inhale, bend both knees, left leg lifts, bend both elbows, realign the midline. Shoulders draw back. And then as the shoulders draw back, lift through the inner thigh. Right, stay connected to the core, to the straight. Hug the arms to the midline. Holding the container of expansion. Honoring the boundaries. Step the foot through to a lunge. Pivot the back heel, so side angle pose. Draw in. Shoulders drawn to the back. Draw the ribs in. Feel the connection, the opening, and then expand into it. Pushing out through the foot. So from your heart, from your core, from that sacred spark within, extend fully. Inhale, come up, warrior 2. And as you're coming up, you're pulling in, but at the same time, you're radiating out. We're going to straighten the front leg. Thigh will come together. We feel the many layers, the depths. And at the core of that is this radiance, this brilliance, this sacred flame that we're tending to, that we're plugging into, that we're honoring. Now, we don't want to go so deep, we can't transition, right? So that's that being adaptable and versatile is important. Lunge forward, shift the weight forward. Communicate with your body. Don't just get caught up in the mind. Feeling the breath. And again, Chapasana. Holding on to the ankle, opening through the heart. Think of the sidelines of the body. You're creating, life is the container for your soul to come alive, to evolve, to learn, to grow. You're not doing it alone. Free the foot, step it back, downward dog. Inhale, plank, all the way to the ground. This time I feel called to pause and melt. You can do Shalabhasana, you can do the Yoga Angels, you can do Dhanurasana, but breathe. 8 pulses. Feeling the contraction and the expansion, the outward and the inward, the duality that complements the opposition that we're integrating. If you're in a heart opener, come down to the earth. All the way to the earth. We're going to roll over to our backs. Doesn't have to be pretty, because I can't make it pretty today. Once you're on your backs, adjust hairdos. And once the hair is adjusted, you're going to allow yourself to find that table pose. Now just find your knees bent. Your arms out from your shoulders like a T. We're going to roll the knees over to the left, really breathing into that left side. Sorry, knees went to right. Breathe into that left side. Inhale through the center. Roll the knees over to the other side, breathing into the opposite side. And I just want you to notice, yes, it's just good old windshield wiper legs. I want you to notice the energy that's happening as you twist from side to side. We need the right side and the left side, right? We've lived in a society that's valued being right-handed. So silly. So silly. Who cares? You have hands. You can write, right? So we want to feel how they complement. You know, if you are left-footed, you're goofy. All of these stereotypes that then constrict the layers of you to think that you're unworthy, that you're not enough, to doubt your truth, to overanalyze. I think that was 4 to each side. Let's do one more. Rather than celebrate and encourage the discovery of your being and how to be. And now back to the center. Knees come into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock and roll from side to side if you like. Just letting the spine settle. Letting the spine feel the support of the earth. Feet are going to come to the ground. Arms by your sides. Shoulders drawn to the back. Inhale into bridge. If you feel wheel pose in your, actually let's just do it. Breathe into bridge. Bridge is kind of like an assessment. It's what have we done so far? How are we doing? Are we able to be in the internal environment of ourselves? I mean, this is the joy of virtual yoga. It can be all about you. You're in the safety of your space. You chose the time to watch this. It's not about showing up live for me. I just show up live so that I don't get too caught up in my head. If you're live, I love you. If you're in the replay, I love you. I value the fact that you're choosing to use this guidance that's coming through me to guide you inward, to strengthen you physically, mentally, spiritually, and soulfully. Come back to the earth if you haven't. We're going to try wheel pose. So there's many stages of wheel pose. The first stage is getting to the ground. The second stage is being able to bend your knees. The next layer is getting your hands back behind you with your elbows pointing up and your fingertips pointing back. And then that is the point in which we pause. We remind ourselves what brought us here to this moment, this point in space and time. And then when we reconnect to that, we can adjust to stay the course. Maybe we just go back to bridge pose, or maybe we get curious and inhale the hips up. Once the hips are lifted, we check in. Can you push the head to the ground, just get the shoulders up? Or can you feel that ability to come up, maybe to the crown of the head to readjust, and then rise. Breathe. And then return. Return to bridge. And if you were already in bridge, return to your hands by your side. Meet yourself where you are. Otherwise, you'll never know the beauty that sits in the complexity. We're always trying to organize the chaos. Pretty much because it's too scary. We have to be so vulnerable if we just sit with the chaos. And then exhale the hips all the way down to the earth. I love those footsteps.
Mommy,
Yeah.
do you know what vitamins we have on these?
I don't want you eating in my bed.
We didn't. We only ate one of these. But can we have a vitamin?
Sure.
Okay.
Nourishing themselves with the best kids' vitamins out there. Okay, woohoo, wasn't that fun? A nice interruption into the outer world. Come back to the inner world. This is what a home practice teaches you, right? You cannot wait for your life to be perfect. The right space, the right time, the right teacher, the right mood. Bring your left ankle to your right thigh. I can love those footsteps right now because in about a month, they'll be at school. Big breath in. Fingers crossed, right? Big breath out. And what we're going to do is right hand is going to reach for the left foot. And if that's too much, right hand reaches for the left knee. It's too much for me. Right foot comes to the ground. Hips are going to pick up and move over to the left. Widen the left foot. Right leg stretches out. Left leg twists across the body. Right, we're getting into that IT band. Now, here's an offering for you. Bending the right knee, holding onto the right foot. Keep plugging that left leg in. Continue to draw into the core, twisting. If it's too complicated, don't worry about it. Don't do it, right? It's just a little way of enjoying your sophisticated self. And you're gonna free the right foot. It's like doing revolved half moon Chapasana, right? Parvrita Ardha Chapasana. And then you're gonna bend the knee, ankle comes to the thigh, hip sweep back, the knee comes into the chest, stretch the right leg out long. We're gonna go into half of a happy baby. You're gonna open the knee out to the side. You can go extended hand to foot. I'm really pulling back and not going for the big outer offering. I'm holding steady to those layers of myself. Meet yourself where you are. Just stay connected to that inner source, the life that is alive within you. And then bend the knee, come back to the center. Both knees are going to come to the chest. Just a rock from side to side. Left foot comes to the earth. Right ankle to the thigh. Right leg comes up. Envision the people in your life. Or even just yourself. Being nourished. Being cared for. Coming home to themselves. To the many layers, to the many rooms, to all the furniture that maybe even holds cobwebs. And then you're going to hold on to the right foot with the left hand, or maybe the right knee, maybe the knee, okay? Left foot comes to the earth, hips lift up and move over. Left leg stretches out long. Right arm stretches out long. I'm even confusing myself with rights and lefts. And then I'm not holding onto my foot, but I am letting the knee. We're not just dropping down. Ugh. Sorry, that feels like nothing but disconnect to me and a superficial expression. This is all my vantage point. No judgment. I can only speak from my experience, but that's my experience. Now, if you're here, no, this leg's bent. Then you can bend the left knee, reach for it with the right hand, and twist. And breathe. Stay connected to the sidelines, the banks of the river of your own soul. Amazing. Free the foot, bend the knee. You're going to come back through the center. Just bring the right foot to the left thigh so you can bring your hips back to the center. Realign your shoulders. Then half happy baby. Knee comes in. Left leg stretches out. Maybe the leg extends, maybe not. I mean, come on, we all come onto the mat for that expansion we feel inside. All right, the moksha, freedom. We also come to feel the container of our physical body to actually connect, to ground, to breathe, to be. Those could be two totally opposite things, to be grounded and free. Whew. But that's why we want to bring the energies together and complement one another. Come back to the center, both knees to the chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then feet come to the ground, legs stretch out long. So on some level, this was a very traditional vinyasa flow, and on other levels, it wasn't. Meet yourself where you are. We are going to finish with Chapasana. When you come to the earth, feel where you're resisting. What are you moving away from? Allow the breath to be. And if you need to be more present, that it's hard for you just to melt into and be vulnerable with the layers of your innermost self, then let the breath be into the belly. Not where you're controlling it and directing it, but you're just bringing your attention and your awareness to the rise and the fall of your navel. Just as you are, enjoy a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And as you breathe into the many layers of yourself, breathe into the knowing or the willingness to open yourself to how all the parts of you are essential. The pain is there for us to relearn love. The darkness is there so we can welcome in the light. The imprints on our soul make it so we can be in relationship with our humanness, to grow, to evolve. If you can embrace your inner light, if you can see the beauty within yourself, if you can receive the grace, then you'll be that beacon of hope, or that soft, subtle reflection for others to see it in themselves as well. If you haven't, wiggle the fingers and toes. Sway the head from side to side. Bend the knees, slowly finding your way into your own seat. And in that seat, sit well. Enjoy the renewal, the remembrance, and the return to wholeness. That when you come home to yourself and you nourish the essential parts and pieces of you, the parts that are unseen, the fabric of your being comes together and your life begins to be a tapestry of the soul. So be with the layers of yourself. Walk in the muddy waters. Look inward and discover a richness, a vitality, a truth. So you can be real, you can be true, you can be you can be mindful, you can be soulful. So straight from my heart to each of yours and all of yours. Namaste, 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 namo namaha. I will be with you again in 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, next week. I'll probably, if I can, pull something together for you and post it. But no promises. Good day. Be well. I highly encourage a contemplation of the duality and how you can bring them together, how you can integrate them, right? Like looking at in this corner, can you see it right over here? Well, let's see. Can you see, I'm pointing at the wrong thing. My little charging battery, it has a positive and a negative, right? Batteries have a plus sign and a minus sign. You have to line them up, plug them in to recharge them. That's all we're doing when we do yoga. So thank you for choosing to do this practice with me. I do hope it serves you. And more is coming. There's just going to be a little interruption in the flow this week, and then I'll be back. So if you're on YouTube, I know not everything always uploads. Can't help you out. Facebook's my friend. Thank you. Oh, Pat and Perry, you guys both got to be here, my people. And a great download came to me this morning. I'm really trying to stay quiet about it. But more is coming, and I'm excited, and stay tuned. But just be you. Be your soul. I can't emphasize enough how much the invitation in life right now is to really reclaim what matters. So you can even think, Mary, you even got to be here too. Like, what do you want to go to your grave with? I know that's dark, but what do you want to go to your grave with? Live from there. Do you want to go to your grave with a whole bunch of lights or in the public realm? I know that's really dark. I'm going to stop there because I could talk forever. But I know that's a little heavy thought, but think from the end backwards so that you can live. So you can live, right? You probably want to go to your grave with a richness, a satisfaction, a contentment, not always surviving, not always fighting, not trying to always make it your way, but to really be. To be in relationship with yourself and one another. So, I'll continue to share what comes through at another time. Have a lovely, lovely day. And let's reimagine this feminine embodiment together to live and lead from our soul's truth. Ooh, Mary, I like that. Live for eulogy remarks, not for resume remarks. True. Live for the eulogy. I don't know how popular that hashtag would be, but why not? Okay, love you guys. Bye.